Fearless Rebels. How are we doing? Linares Hart here. I'd like to start this video off with an apology. I missed the coaching session with Gerald Gangaram. Hello, Gerald. My name is Linares Hart. Again, I owe you and Alicia and all my peers an apology for missing the coaching session, and it um, your your coaching session touched my heart. I actually, as soon as I got home, I watched it straight through. As soon as I got home, I bartended. I had prior obligations to do a bartending event for a wedding in Portola, California, which is pretty much like the sticks. Had I had better service, I definitely would have listened in. I wouldn't have been able to interact because of how much attention I have to give towards my clientele. But I felt as though I'd be doing a disservice to not immediately come home and um, take the time to watch and gather the wisdom that you gave to us. We will be talking in the future. Um, and uh, like I said, I'd be doing a disservice to not acknowledge what you spoke about. I listened to everybody's things and even wrote everything down and wanted to pretty much take the time out to interact in my own way if it was possible. I am aware that you are a 11-year Army vet out of West Point. You know, you went to flight school, to fly the Apaches in Afghanistan. And first of all, I want to say thank you for your service. And I know you were discharged just because of a head injury. I would love to hear about that. And I'm glad that you are still with us because we know, you could have easily not been with us to share your knowledge and for us to gain your coaching. So I appreciate you for doing that and taking the time out to speak with us. One of the things that you asked us to do is tell us about, things not further than 3 years back, but things that we go through. Um, in my introduction video to being a fearless rebel, I told everyone that I couldn't tell everyone what I was going through. I think this is a perfect opportunity to give an introduction as to the things that I've overcome. I'm a product of an only child for a mother. My mother actually passed away on Mother's Day. I'm actually going to break a rule. It's back 4 years back. But just to give a little bit more insight into me, my mother passed away on Mother's Day 2017, of all days, and given that that day is so polarizing, it's a day where you wake up and we praise mothers. And you can't help but to think, like, man, this is a day where I'm supposed to be grateful to these mothers, when I don't have mine. And the person that I am, I'm not selfish in any way. I have two children by two different mothers, and I have to put an emphasis on letting them know that they are appreciated every day. But there's one person that I wish I can call, where I called that person that morning and I didn't hear a response and would wonder why. And that was the reason why. When that was my road dog, you know. I know she'd be proud of all of that I've overcome since that day. Um, and I'm going to just touch on another subject. In 2019, November 30th, I was shot 7 times. And I almost didn't make it, but I did. And I was shot in places where I'm lucky to be walking. Because one of the bullets, it was actually a 223. Um, it's literally millimeters away from my spine. So I'm grateful to have all functionality. Body still hurts a little bit, but can't be a fearless rebel if you ain't fearless. You know, a rebel without a cause. But I guess kind of an oxymoron because I do have a cause, and we will see about it. But let me get back on track. You told us to tell us, the three things that we would tell ourselves. My number one is to, spend more time with my mother. Even though I spent a lot, like even an extra minute, could have made a world of difference. She was a type 2 diabetic. You know, I could have helped a little bit more, definitely with her diet. Um, it's definitely something that I could have done. Number two, my most recent ex, I was going through a lot because she was with me during that time, and I I lost hope, a lot of hope. If it wasn't for my daughters, I definitely wouldn't be here in front of you to speak with you because my daughters gave me a reason to press forward, but I was on autopilot. I was work, sleep, eat, well, barely ate, and take care of my girls. But my relationship definitely took a hit because of where my mental state was. But I definitely tell my most recent ex that she was enough. I'd go days without touching her, telling her I loved her and letting her know how much I appreciated her, and it damaged her a lot. We're better now because in my heightened state and getting better, getting healthier. We've had these conversations. Because I'm very cordial with both of my exes, strictly because we had to. We're great co-parents, both. So we speak about these things, because we have to. Um, and tell her not to beat herself up, because I wasn't the man that she needed in her life. And also tell me not to beat myself up so much, because there's still times to this day where, I say, damn, because she's actually about to get married. I don't have any regrets because of, things that transpired. Like, I know that I wasn't ready. I've got a lot of working on me to do, so I'm not missing out. I'm happy for her, but still, as a man, you're like, fuck, like, and then one more is that, I'm a bartender. So some of you might not know, but I've been a bartender for about 15 years, and I live in California. And in this industry, in these neck of the woods, I'm a rarity. You don't see many black head bartenders. Um, I don't know why. To say I know why would be naive, and it would be assuming, and we're not going to do that. It just is what it is, and I hope to change that in the future with things that I know that I'm going to do, and I'm going to help instill in young black men everywhere the moment that I get the platform to have that voice, because I know what it's like to be discriminated against in this industry, and it happens a lot more than people think. But I would also tell myself how to cope with racists doing things underneath the surface covertly, and how to handle it. Because in my younger years, I didn't handle it as well as I should. I handled it. I handled those things from a place of hurt, from a place of pain, from a place of anger, and even though we have every right to defend ourselves, in order to lay the groundwork to be more efficient, to be more accepted, and to pave that road to more more people coming, more young men, young black men coming up in this industry, showing them how to handle that. Um, I would love to be the catalyst for it, so that's what I'm going to do. You asked, what are the fires in your life right now? I often have too much pride. I'm not a religious man, but I do live by the ways that pride is a sin. Um, in a sense of we can wear our hearts on our sleeve way too much, and sometimes you gotta breathe. And sometimes I let the things boil over way too long to the point where when my cup runneth over, there's no stopping me. My fury. I'm not a physically violent man, but I'm a verbal assassin. I can pick people apart to the point where they want to fight me because I've learned to use my words instead of my fist because there will be no bars casted in front of me. So that's one thing that my mother taught me, and as an only child, that's one thing that I taught myself because you can't fight every battle with with the hands. Learn how to use the pen, or I've been told I will have one of the meanest mouthpieces this side of the Mississippi. And that's how it's going to stay. But there's certain ways to go about it. Where you can do it respectfully. You know, um, one of the quotes that I love. It's in the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy, where Alfred um, is speaking with Batman Bruce Wayne in reference to the Joker, where he says some people just like to watch the world burn, and that always resonated with me because I know people. I've walked with people. I've watched people. I see people who love to watch the world burn around them because it's pure entertainment for them because they are not satisfied with the way that their life is going. It's in reference to Misery Loves Company, where if you are not right in your soul, within yourself, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, you want to watch the world feel the same way that you do because if you don't, then you feel out of place. You feel as though something's wrong with you. So that's what I took from that quote. Um, and you told us that, instead of going back in time to tell us what we would say, what would you say now to yourself? And what I would say to myself pretty much is that, Linares, make sure that your loved ones know that you love them now. Make sure that you do what you say that you could do. If you have the ability, do it now. And within your means, do it now. Because as I know from experience, tomorrow is not promised. You're not promised a goddamn thing. You know, I thought that I was going to see my mother on Mother's Day in 2017. You know, my children could have very well not seen me December 1st of 2019. I don't know how I survived, but I did. And, you know, take every opportunity to crush every opportunity that's positive that you have. And even though I say find better ways to make your voice heard, I'm going to crush every doubter possible. I've shared with people that I have this beautiful opportunity to be greater than just a bartender. And I've heard everything Alicia would speak about it. There's people that are going to tell you that, oh no, that's not how you do it. You do this. Oh, they want money. Oh, that's a scam. Um, what's not a scam is the way that I feel right now. What's not a scam is that the evidence of the people that I saw speak to me, the evidence. Let me tell you something. The evidence that people believe in me. If it's bullshit on their part, then it's bullshit on their part. But you know what's not? Me. Believing in me. Believing that I can make a better future for my daughters. As a black man. Like, look at me. Look at me in my eyes. As a black man. There are so many hurdles from the moment that we wake up that we have to overcome. There are so many times that I've come across people who have wholeheartedly deserve to get 5 fingers across their face. But what would that make me? What would that say about me? What would that say about Deborah Hart? What would that say about her son? What would that say about Jaden and Laura Hart? What would that say about their father? No. I can't allow this world to crush me. It's tried over and over and over and over again. It will not. I'm going to crush it. So, Gerald, thank you. And to everyone who spoke, Cassie, Corvette, um, I have to go back. I will tag you in my words of this video. I felt you, both of those women who, the woman who works with people, I would think elderly, and then Marsha, love you. He's your friend that lives up there, but love you. Take care of that 13-year-old. Show him what love is. Co-parent well. Um, and to the young lady I felt your tears. I didn't even have to watch the video. Love you. You didn't have the parents to take care of you when you were younger. If you ever need to talk, find me. Come talk to me. I love you all. Good night. I will be speaking to you guys soon live. I'm here. Um, Once again, Gerald, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to try to find you online so I can introduce myself. Hopefully, I can introduce myself before you see this. If not, whatever. But we will speak. Alicia, I'm sorry, love. I'm sorry. Don't kill me. But I'm here.